Hello again, everyone, and welcome to our weekly watch party Wednesday. I'm Lee Gordon, coming to you live from Chicago, home of Brunswick, where we are thrilled to welcome in our incredible Freedom Boat Club owners and members from all over the world. And for tonight's Freedom Fleet Spotlight special, we're here again with the great Barry Slade, Vice President of Fleet for Freedom Boat Club. And we are excited to be joined by the President of Harris Pontoons and Cypress K, Chris Bernauer, who will be providing an exclusive overview of the brand's latest models entering our Freedom Fleet this season. Chris and Barry, wonderful to have you again. And Chris, I know we've been working together for a while, but we had a chance to connect in Indiana. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastically. Thanks for having me.
And Barry, how about yourself? I know a lot of excitement down there in Florida, but you're looking good as always.
Well, thank you. Good to be back. Yeah.
So Chris, let's start with a little icebreaker we like to do here on Wednesday nights. As you know, our Freedom Social Club has a whole series of Taste of Freedom tunes playlist on Spotify. I can't remember if you and I had some music playing when we were at that photo shoot in Indiana, but what's your number one favorite song to rock out to in the water aboard a Harris or a Cypress K?
Man, I'll tell you what, the great part about a pontoon boat is that they're kind of like the transformer of the water. You can do water sports, you can party at the, sandbar, or you can hang out for a dinner cruise. So I think each one of those events requires a little bit of different tunes playing. So for water sports, I like anything rock and roll or some great country music, rock and country music. The sandbar is a great time for classic, Jimmy Buffett, Zac Brown, a few other kind of hanging out tunes. And then for that evening cruise, man, I just like to turn it down a notch, and really anything from kind of jazz to something a little bit more classic rock.
You got the full scope, and the rock part of it, I'm not surprised, because you've had quite a career. Trained as a mechanical engineer, an MBA from Kellogg. You started at Toyota, and then a successful career in the motorcycle industry with Polaris and Harley Davidson. And I recently read a quote that you have a passion for creating a vision and driving to achieve it from the shop floor to the boardroom, which is a pretty incredible quote. So it's no surprise that when it came to selecting the new president of Harris and Cypress K, that you were a natural fit. Can you walk us through what inspired you to pursue a career in the marine industry, leaving the motorcycle world, and what it means for you to be the president of two of the leading pontoon brands?
Yeah, so first, thanks for the super kind introduction. I genuinely am really humbled and honored to have the opportunity to lead these brands for Brunswick. It's really a fantastic team doing some amazing work, and I really feel very, very privileged to be able to be here. I've been a boater my whole life. I remember my best childhood memories, hanging out with my dad on a little aluminum fishing boat. And I've enjoyed throughout my whole career working on things that I personally have interest and passion for, and I can really get behind. So when I had an opportunity to kind of transition from the power sports industry into boats and take on the leadership of a couple great brands here, it was really a no-brainer for me. It was an opportunity I couldn't pass up. I get a chance to leverage all of those experiences you just kind of introed with into a product in an industry that I love.
That's great. I mean, and you could obviously see, your passion. And Barry, you have the same, similar to our members. We all know you like to have a good time on the water. So naturally, you become quite the pontoon fan over the years. Can you walk us through why pontoons are so popular with our members, and really how they've enjoyed the addition of Cypress K and Harris into the fleet?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's real easy. Pontoon boats they're just fun, right? Yeah, it's no wonder that they make up about 25% of our fleet overall. And in a number of locations, it's actually higher than that. But over the years here at Freedom, we've been kind of refining the perfect pontoon boat for the club fleet. And last year, we worked with Chris's team at Cypress K to create a pontoon boat with a custom layout and some unique options. And we call it the Seabreeze 232 Freedom Edition. We buy a lot of these for our fleets, along with a number of Harris pontoon models, which are perhaps a little more well-appointed and luxurious, you might say, for those markets where that's really important. But what makes them so attractive for us as a boat club is the way we can configure it to suit the mission and the market, really. And in some markets, we have a lot of no wake zones, so we can build a pontoon with a smaller Mercury engine, say a 90, 115 horsepower, and our members can just cruise, but in other areas, people want to go fast. They want to ski. They want to wakeboard. And in those markets, we can build a tri-tune, a little more performance oriented, put a 150 horsepower engine on it. And the boat's a completely different platform. So, that's one of the big ones that lends itself to, the boat being so popular in the fleets. But there's a lot of great attributes to the pontoon boat, and our members just really, really love them.
Every boat we build in Fort Wayne, Indiana, we build with craftsmanship and pride from start to finish. We are often complimented by our suppliers for the very high standards that we carry and expect of them and expect from ourselves. And certainly, that can be frustrating at times because our standards are high. But we absolutely take that as a compliment into everything we do and everything we build. As you said, Barry, we've worked really closely with you guys to make sure that we build a great boat that's great for your Freedom Boat Club members. Our boats are designed very purposeful so that there's multiple entertainment spaces on the boats. You can be jumping off the back of the boat. Like you said, you can be doing water sports off the back of the boat, or you can be sitting up in the bow, with your, wine and cheese, if that's what you're up for. So just multiple entertaining spaces, lots of different ways that many people can kind of engage on the boat, which is really the next piece. I don't know of any other boat configuration where you can have as many passengers on the boat as comfortable as you can on a pontoon boat, with all of the different seating and tables and layouts that are available. It's just really a great way to get out on the water and relax, no matter what you're doing. Pontoon boats are also just inherently safe boats for family, friends, young and old. The flat deck of the boat really allows for boaters of all ages to share time together. We even have wheelchair accessible gates to allow people in wheelchairs to get on the boats. Very few tripping hazards. And then when the boat's underway, you can close off some of the gates and have a nice little, we call it the playpen, that people are in and can hang out in a nice, safe environment. We've covered it a couple times, but the versatility of a pontoon boat is like no other. It is the true transformer of the water. And then last but not least, but they're quite frankly pretty easy to drive. So anybody from a highly experienced boater to a brand new boater can get on a pontoon boat, and with a little bit of training can maneuver the pontoon boat really anywhere in a lake that you want to go, even in relatively shallow water if you trim up the boat. So I think the boats are suited perfectly to a boat club owner, no matter who is walking in the door, looking to take that boat out for the day.
Yeah, absolutely. You're spot on. So, Chris, in your opinion, why do you think Freedom Boat Club and pontoon boats in general are seeing such tremendous growth?
Well, COVID aside, which has affected all of us, I think, people, myself included, are putting more value into experiences than things, time with family and friends than, maybe, big vacations. And this is kind of a great way through pontoon boats and through the Freedom Boat Club membership to kind of have that vacation every day, right? You get to get out on the water, you break away from the challenges of the world, and just absolutely enjoy life with family and friends. I've always said you make lifelong memories, and some of the best memories you're ever going to have with your family and friends on a lake, and there's no better way to do that than on a pontoon boat.
No, there's no question. I mean, Chris, you're in. I mean, when we first met, you were just beginning your journey here at Harris. But I mean, as we've all kind of found out by being in this industry, it doesn't take very long to really fall in love with it, which kind of leads us into the toughest question of all, and maybe the most important one. In one word, what does being president of Harris and Cypress mean to you?
Yeah, well, I'll get to your one word in a second, but I want to just come back and say, truly honored and humbled to have the opportunity. My one word for you, though, Lee, is leadership. because I think leadership really spans a whole bunch of things that I'm responsible for and what it means to be in this role. There's a leadership of the team and the culture at the company. There's leadership in product and product innovation and product delivery, in how we support our dealers and Freedom Boat Club partners. And at the end of the day, leadership and delivering products that create those lifelong memories, kind of coming all the way back to question one. It's a great responsibility, one that I don't take lightly, but one that I love doing every single day.
Oh, it's great. And I know we're all happy to have you here, and Barry and Chris, one of these days we're getting on a pontoon. We'll meet at Lake X. We'll meet somewhere where we're going to have some fun. I've got the suntan. I've got the top of the forehead suntan, and then the pasty white where the mask was. So I got to even this out eventually.
Seeing a lot more of those down here in Florida these days.
We need a name for it.
Yeah.
Well, Chris and Barry, I can't thank you enough for joining us here on our Freedom Social Watch Party Wednesday. And members, stay tuned for next week as we continue to cheers to freedom, family, and fun in 2021.
We could drive along an ocean reflecting the sun, or make a bed of green atop a wide open scene. For summer is for falling in love. We could stay out late until the sun sets past 8, and the cotton candy haze mirrors the warmth of your gaze. Raise your glass to mine, and as we drink, we would lock eyes, so we could disregard the thought of ever having to part. For summer is for falling in love.